structure. Definitely you not directly go and put like this lah. Then you in here you to put some intro first lah. Okay, the system system. Okay, with the objective of whatever following objective. System structure is your Gantt chart, structure chart. Okay, your structure chart. Okay, and then explain each of the module in your structure chart. You get me? Okay. So after that, got what? Strength, and what? Contribution. Okay, strength and contribution. I think it's why I don't know how is your template. Is it still follow the last time one? Last time they always put advantage and contribution one. But I feel that it should be separate up because supposed to be different thing. Okay, so maybe if you want, you can just put strength and then after that contribution. What is the contribution of your project? Okay, what is the contribution of your project? What is the strength? Okay, and also target audience or target market. Am I right? Okay, who is the person or area your project, your program is target on? Okay, and then summary. Summary. Chapter summary lah. Chapter summary. You should have at least all these things. Now the description of the system structure here, you have the structure chart, and then for each of the module you describe the core features in each of the module. Understand? The core features means your selling point. Understand? Okay? Then this structure chart can be a combination of, if you are a team then can, but if you combine together, but you need to mention your part is doing which module. Understand? Okay? What else?
So the strength of the contribution is also point then paragraph. Strength.
You can put in paragraph. Okay. Yeah. And that's it lah. So your chapter 2, this chapter 2 is very simple. Not say very simple, right? Chapter 2 is your literature review. What you are going to do in the literature review, definitely, first one is the introduction. Okay, introduction, maybe you can put as your project background. Understand? Okay? And then first, what are the things you're going to review? Go and review those things which is related to your project one. Okay, maybe let's say for example, methodology. Not all methodology lah, because too many methodology. We have waterfall, agile, what we call extreme, okay, what we call the scrum and so on, right? Isn't it? So you just find those methodology, okay, which you can. Let's say for example, you are going to develop mobile apps, okay. So maybe you can go and find out, okay, what kind of methodology, development methodology is commonly used in mobile development. Understand? You need to go and do all those methodology. Just find those, but don't go and put one only. Understand? Okay. This is the review. It's not the things that you are going to use, but maybe from here the review here. Okay. Then you can choose which one you are going to use. Understand? But you do not no need to mention what you are going to use here. Just do a review on that. Understand? Okay. And then maybe some analysis technique, your requirement analysis technique, design got many things, okay? Strategy, okay? And then design got many design, say interface design, level design, okay? You can look for any sources, journal, books, website, okay? And then maybe you can have related works. related works means that, let's say for example, you are going to do a warehousing system, then you can have a finding, okay, comparison on those related works. Understand? Okay, so even though you can compare the existing system also boleh. You understand? Okay, so and then this one maybe you need to rearrange again. So testing strategy. Okay, so and then let's say for example you are going to use blockchain, am I right? Blockchain, then maybe you can have a review on the technology, let's say technology, okay, review, okay. So blockchain, then what kind of blockchain, okay, you are going to apply. Similarly, okay, is already applied for other application, you can review here, and so on. This one is a never-ending story, one. You get me? Okay, but at least when you submit, you have to have this one, methodology, analysis, design, testing. Yes, okay, and then related works, technology, and also that's it lah. Okay, so and then chapter 3 is like this one, methodology. Is to explain how are you going to do the project. Understand? Firstly, you may so every should have an intro, okay. Then second, you are going to use you need to mention what kind of development methodology you are going to use. You get me? Okay, maybe you are going to use Scrum, Agile, understand? Okay, provide a justification there. Okay, and then explain methodology. Definitely got stages one, alright? Okay, so let's say if your stages have this one, for example okay, I just this one, okay, 1, 2, 3. So these stages maybe you start from analysis, then you explain these stages. You need to explain like what is analysis, and then you just directly go to say, okay, in these stages, okay, how are you going to perform the requirement analysis? Understand? What kind of techniques you are going to apply? You understand? You need to explain what is meant by requirement engineering, software design, like that. Understand? Okay, is to explain how are you going to do your project. Get me? Okay. If this one is a testing, okay, you mean that, okay, how are you going to do your testing? Understand? And then in your project template, I guess your chapter 3 they mix with the requirement engineering, right? Have you checked your template? Chapter 3, they mix methodology with the requirement analysis and engineering. I won't open yet. Okay, come on. Understand? Okay. So then after this one, you explain already until the next stage of any testing or the creation of the prototype. Understand? Okay. If you are using prototype, that is different. Okay. So and then up to here, this one should have many subsections. Depends. Okay. Depends on what you choose. Okay. And then here you need to have depends on what kind of strategy you're going to use. Are you going to use object oriented, or are you going to use object oriented, or use object oriented? Okay, let's say you're going to use object oriented, okay. Then for the analysis technique, okay, because I believe that your template given you the methodology and the requirement, okay, they join together. Okay, after you explain all these things, okay, then you start to explain your system analysis or the requirement engineering. Okay, so then what you need to show the diagram. Let's say you are going to use object oriented, then you use UML, for example, then you should have your use case. Use case plus description. Understand? For your system, for your part for your part. If you want to, you may ask, can I have one the overall first? Can, but in your own documentation, you should put your own part. You get me? Okay? Because why I want to say that? Because in the viewpoint of MQA, okay, this bachelor degree project should be an individual project, cannot be a group project. You understand? Okay, so therefore I ask you to set it up. Then use case with the description, description or specification, okay. So list it up, and then number 4, your requirement list. Requirement list, okay. So you better separate into functional, non-functional, and other. You've got other. Okay. I don't know how your requirement engineering study about is only these 2 types or only 3 or got 3 types or not. There's some author that put 3 types, other requirement, which is not belongs to non-functional and also not belongs to functional. Okay, it's up to you lah. Okay. So how are you going to list your requirement? This is very, very important. So you should have your requirement ID and then followed by your requirement. Do your ID, followed by your requirement. I guess you know how to write a requirement, right? The system should be able to. Okay. So requirement ID, you need to decide a proper ID for your requirement. Don't just put 1, 2, 3, 4 and do like this. Understand? You get me? Okay? Cannot put like this. You need to have maybe you can separate the requirement according to its functionality. Maybe let's say those is for inventory one, you separate, understand? Okay, into one. Okay, let's say for example, maybe this one, when we come to here, your structure chart, okay, you have different module, am I right? Okay, in this case, you can give a number to the module, understand? So even though you can have a number for a project, okay, let's say maybe your project is, for example, you can give a number for a project, PROJ, maybe 001 for example. And then this PROJ 01, okay, your system consists of, let's say, PROJ 001 dot this module 01 is one of the number, understand? So in this case, for your requirement, okay, maybe you can group according to module. Then in the requirement here, maybe you can use, let's say for example, MOD 1001 dot requirement of, okay, 001 also can, understand? Okay, put a traceable, meaningful ID. Don't just put 1, 2, 3, 4 or A, B, C, D like that. Understand? Because this section should have represent certain meaning. Understand? Why I want to say that? If you remember, if you imagine if you just put 001, 002 until 100 and like this, then I say 003. Okay, I want to change 003. But this 003 actually, you will not know it belongs to which module or whatever. Understand? So give a meaningful ID. Okay, you can go Google and have a look and have a reference on others. Okay. After you draw this one, okay, why use case diagram come first? Because use case should be capture the requirement. From the description, you should have this one. Understand? Okay, when list down already, you may ask, Mr. Lim, do we need to put class diagram? You can put a class diagram as a analysis diagram. If you don't put, also boleh. Understand? But maybe in the chapter 4, you can straight away go for the class diagram already. Understand? Then after that, number 5, summary. Understand? One thing very important. Chapter 1, objective, structure, right? Okay. Before the structure, write the scope, system scope. Understand? The scope notation very important because you did not define your scope, then you cannot draw, cannot proceed with your project. Logic, right? Isn't it? You don't have the scope, how are you going to do your project? Alright? Okay? So at least must have this one. Additional thing, yeah, you can add inside by yourself. Can I? Yeah. So, are you able to finish within these 3 weeks? Cannot also must do. Okay. So what you can do is certain part you can how to say work together one. Okay. Like literature review. You see that? Okay. Because I guess the review is more or less the same one. But I'm not asking you to Control C and Control V lah, understand? Okay, you need to paraphrase, cannot be the same one, the writing, understand? Okay? Okay, so chapter 3, are you able to finish by next week? You still have only 4 weeks, 4 weeks to go, yeah, you must finish, okay, no choice already. Then you finish this one, then next week, we talk about how you do your chapter 4. Or diagram. What is your chapter 4 is going to do is, you need to create a diagram. Right? You need to create a diagram. What diagram you need? Intro, right? Okay, you may ask, hey, Mr. Lee, do you need to put use case here? If you want to take the use case, okay, from here back to here as a reference only, also can. If you don't want to put, also boleh, understand? Because you have drawn here already. So for your diagram, remember each chapter, chapter 3, chapter 4 on this, actually is intended for your part only. Okay, don't go and do your friend part. Okay, so and then here what you need to do is, okay, you need to have a diagram, let's say class diagram. If you use object oriented, then component. Okay, then sequence. I guess you better do sequence because you have learned sequence before. Understand? Now be careful. Sequence diagram is not used to show a complex process. Understand? Okay. So you therefore is to test how well you categorize or you separate your module or functions. Understand? Okay. So and then last one, your deployment. I guess this one and this one you boleh do first. You get me? Okay. After that, what? Database. PRD. If you are using relational database, interface, graphical user interface design, GUI design. These are the things we did. Capture screen we do lah. Okay. If you are using your what we call doing a website, then you show the wireframe. The interface only. No. Just show only. Okay. Just show only and explain why you want to assign. Understand? This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So now you don't have much time. So please you start already as fast as possible. Understand? I got so many students, I got 7 only, Then. Okay, I guess this one, chapter 3, 4, and 1 is not difficult for you to do. Chapter 2, you need to do a lot of finding and reading. Review, and check for your language also. Okay, that's it.